And welcome everybody to another bonus episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at a re-release of Metroid Prime 2. It is on the Metroid Prime Trilogy, which is on the Wii, the Nintendo Wii. So I'm going to go ahead and push A, because obviously you gotta push A to start the game. Now, I showed this off in my Let's Play of Metroid Prime 1. I showed off the Trilogy version before, but I kind of want to show you guys what the difference is, really, what the difference is between the Metroid Prime Trilogy version and the Metroid Prime 2 on the GameCube. You have to make file. You have 3 slots, which obviously they allow you to play all 3 games. I have this file right here, and I've completed Metroid Prime 1. I haven't even started Metroid Prime 2 on this file, but we can go ahead and play the single player here. You can also play the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes multiplayer on this version, the Trilogy version. We'll be going over the multiplayer later, but as of right now, one big thing here, we're going to go on single player, and I'm actually going to go ahead and start up Metroid Prime 2 Echoes here. So we're going to go ahead and start the game up. Now, the biggest thing about the difference between Metroid Prime 2 Echoes on the GameCube and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes on the Trilogy version is mainly because the main difference is you're using motion control. You're using the motion control system from Metroid Prime 3, which we'll be covering later. Metroid Prime 3 had a motion control setup where it was different than using GameCube controller, where essentially you use the pointer control. Can I actually skip this cutscene? I don't think I can. I don't think you can skip it. I know you can skip it in the GameCube version, but probably can't skip it now. But anyways, yeah, the main difference between that, I think actually, hold on a second. Maybe if let me skip it. No, don't let me skip it. Okay. Alright, well, anyways. The biggest difference between it is you're using the pointer control system to point at the screen with the Wii remote. And you're using that to kind of have, in some aspects, it's more precision aiming really than everything else. So we're starting on Metroid Prime 2 here. Gonna watch this entry begin. We're gonna watch the main cutscene where Samus is entering the atmosphere. She's gonna go through it just fine. She's got through the atmosphere, and then all of a sudden, a purple lightning is gonna strike her ship again. Boom! And down she goes. I think the reason why it wouldn't let me skip it is because I haven't played it yet on this file yet, so. But alright, so we're crash landed back on the Aether again. This is all too familiar to you guys. But there are a lot of differences in this version, and you'll see it right off the bat when we start the game up. And there's Samus. Alright. So as you can see, the UI has changed a lot. And you can see Samus's arm is flailing around because, well, motion control. But that's the main difference between this version and the GameCube version. If you want to pull up your scanner, you hold the minus button and you pull up this menu with this HUD here. Your scan visor is up here. You have to point up to do that, to bring up the scan visor. And then you hold Z on the nunchuck to scan. Kind of like you do with the R button on the GameCube controller. So you can scan your environments and such around here by just scanning with the Z button. Yeah, it says hold Z to lock on to targets. We'll be able to see that here in a second. Let me go ahead and I'll scan this ship here. And this actually is one thing that you guys probably haven't noticed too. This version supports widescreen. So you can kind of see it's widescreener. It's 16:9 instead of 4:3 here. But that's pretty much that in a nutshell. This is kind of like upscaled a little bit. It's still 480p. Well, I'm playing it on the Wii U right now, so It's upscaled to at least I think 1080. But anyways, you can pick up this game. You can pick up this game for physical copy on the Wii at GameStop. I think I bought mine at GameStop. It was like $60. Or you can buy it on the Wii U Virtual Console for $20. You can have 3 games for that. So if you come over here and you lock on with Z button, you can aim your shots, and notice it doesn't go straight to the spot. You have to still point at it. But what aiming does on the Trilogy version, it kind of helps line up your shots a little bit. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. So you're just gonna go and you push B on the Wiimote to jump, like you have been in the other games. So it's kind of a different control scheme, and it's really kind of a new. Honestly, I like playing this version compared to the GameCube version. I like playing this version, but I do prefer the GameCube version. I meant to say that. If you push the C button, Samus will go in her morph ball. But this is a big thing. You can still bomb jump, but this is a big thing. This helps out, especially this game. If you flick the Wii remote up, Samus will jump automatically in her morph ball. So this helps out a lot of the problems, especially like the Spider Ball Guardian fight. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. And actually, we're going to go to a save room. And I'm actually going to show you guys something else when we get to that point. Alright guys, we're back at the main menu of the Trilogy version. And the way you unlock stuff in the Trilogy version is very different than you do in Metroid Prime 1. Or Metroid Prime 2, I'm sorry. Keep forgetting we're not playing that game. The way you unlock things is very different. You come down here to extras. And then you have the concept gallery, the bonus gallery, soundtrack gallery, and friend vouchers, and stuff like that. Do you see these little icons down here? These are called credits. These are essentially your in-game achievements for games like Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. You, upon getting certain objectives, you earn a credit. You use these credits to come over here and you go and you start. I haven't unlocked all the stuff for Metroid Prime 2 yet, but you go and you start. You have to unlock these image gallery stuff by spending credits that you got in the game itself. So, if I got really far in Metroid Prime 2, I would be able to use its credits to unlock the storyboard package, the sketch package, the creature package, the character package, the boss package. Basically, all the concept art that we saw in last bonus episode, you unlock it by spending the credits that you get in game on this stuff. You can get it from the concept. I think it's the concept gallery. The bonus gallery, I think these are just dioramas. I think these are for Metroid Prime stuff. Like Metroid Prime 1, you can get the fusion suit stuff that you got from the Game Boy Advance Link cable. You can unlock it with that. Soundtrack gallery. If you have you can unlock all the soundtracks in the game. Yeah, see, by spending a gray credit and stuff like that, like the Splinter Hive and the Dark Trooper and stuff like that. You can unlock it doing that. And then the friend vouchers it says send a friend voucher to someone on your friend roster and they can convert it to a friend credit. Unfortunately, since the Wii doesn't have online anymore, this is kind of a problem. So you don't get very many friend vouchers anymore. And then the Wii Connect 24 is completely unusable now because the internet on the Wii is pretty much non-existent anymore. So, but pretty much that's how you unlock the bonus stuff for Metroid Prime 2 in the Trilogy version. Like I said, you can play the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes multiplayer on the Trilogy version as well. They did put that in. So, there's one more thing I want to show off in this video, and it's not pertaining to Metroid Prime Trilogy. It is a special thing that not too many people got to see. I'm actually going to be having a guest with me in that portion. So we're going to be swapping over to that here momentarily. My good friend found a way how to unlock the Metroid Prime 2 beta back from when they had the beta of the game back in 2004. So we'll be able to take a gander at the beta of Metroid Prime 2 here in a few minutes. So I'm gonna switch over to that, and I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys. Well, this is we're back from the Trilogy version, and this, on the other hand, what I'm going to be showing off in this part of the video is something that I needed really a lot of help with. So I have my good friend here to show this segment off. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost, and welcome to the E3 build of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Yeah, this is a beta build of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, like you said, the E3 2004 demo. Yeah, you just saw that right there. Samus did a screw attack while she's in various suit and went over to an area where there's normally an energy tank. You don't get that until late game, and you wouldn't have the various suit, and that is a missile expansion that was shown there. This is an obvious a beta of this game because there's a lot of things moved around. I had no way of recording this, so I asked Lester to kind of help me with this. This is all his footage, and he's going to be showing off a lot of things that were different in the E3 2004 build of this game than it was in the regular game.
Yeah, because they did change a lot. I mean, not as much as they changed between the demo versions of Metroid Prime 1 to the official release than this to the official release. But just to mention before we do start off, this is technically a modified version of that said E3 version. Originally on the show floor, this had a timer to it, so you only be allowed to play for a few minutes and then be booted back to the menus. This has the timer removed, so you can see the entire thing.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and hit the start button so we can get into it.
Do you want to tell them how you got this?
So if you look online, you can actually find the ISO files for this E3 build of Metroid Prime 2. So as long as you look up like the E3 Metroid Prime 2 files on Google, you can easily find this for yourself. And how to modify it, unfortunately, you will have to look up some tutorials for. And even then, your mileage may vary. There is no extras, because if you go in this menu, kind of blank, and multiplayer doesn't work either. So this is just for single player. That's really all you'll be able to show off on this one.
It's kind of funny that multiplayer doesn't work. You would think that they wouldn't want to show that off at the E3
It's weird because I
demo.
do have two controllers plugged in, and it does not work. So it's not just me not having a controller in.
But yeah, this build is a lot different than the final release that we got. I remember Lester showing me this a long time ago, like when I was planning out what I was going to do for this Let's Play. I kind of wanted to show this off because I know you showed me this. You're like, oh, this is so interesting. Because it is kind of interesting to kind of think, well, this is what they originally were going to do, but they moved it, you know?
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed when we were, I was just watching you play it, it has the Metroid Prime 1 sound effects of, like, menu clicking. It has that in it, too. And that's completely different than the final build of the game, because the final build of the game has its own, like, different... It has like a... If you guys ever played Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS, it uses the same sound effect.
Yeah, it's very similar to that game. Another weird thing is, these cutscenes, just for reference sake, I'm playing this off of a Wii using component cables in 480p. You're not supposed to see any lines going through the picture, but there's scan lines in these cutscenes.
Yeah, these are interlaced to heck, man.
Yeah, I think these are, like, internally getting de-interlaced, which is why it doesn't look like a mess, but there's, like, native scan lines, and it's weird, because the cutscenes are all darker.
Yeah, that's gonna be... I'm actually gonna keep the footage like this, because, well...
Good luck trying to remove these.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to remove those. I know you probably tried it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier just to implant the cutscenes from the actual game than use some kind of editing magic and get these out. But the cutscene, as you see, pretty much plays the same.
Yeah, the cutscene is pretty much the same. If you guys remember, if looked at the storyboard, like concept art, I think that's why it was pretty much the same, because the storyboard, like concept art, showed this exact same cutscene.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what they had planned when they first made the game. So I kind of had a hunch that the cutscene was going to be the same.
Yeah. So starting off, notice the beams down there. We have both light and dark beam from the start.
You got light and dark beam, two Luminoth weaponry that Samus automatically has when she gets. Oh my gosh! Yeah, did you guys see how fast that scan was?
Yeah, that was immediate. Again, this is an E3 beta build, so they wanted to make sure people can get scans, but you can't go in your ship, so no saves for you.
Isn't that kind of odd? Yeah, the scan goes by really fast.
You also start off with double
weird.
jump here too. Now, it might look like I'm doing something weird, but I want to get up to this ledge, and this is the easiest way for me to do it. Like that.
I think you have a space jump at the beginning of the game, if I can't remember. I never tried it.
Yeah, I think in Metroid Prime 2, yeah, you do start off with double jump in the beginning, but you do lose it pretty quick, so might as well not be there.
I mean, yeah.
Now,
but
this does look like you go through this door, but they only make you go through specific sections in this demo, so they lock off, like this door, for example. Which looks weird because the door's still blue. Normally they gray that out too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then there's no dead Luminoth right there. So,
so that's a little different too.
But yeah, it's just like Samus starts off with Luminoth technology, and this is a big thing that's different.
Yeah.
This room isn't in here in the main game.
This is like much later. It's actually going to one of the later worlds too.
Actually, I think that might be the transport to Aegon Waste, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is the transport to Aegon Waste.
Yeah.
And
no missile back here.
There's no missile back there, but they take you to an elevator right here automatically. Yeah. And I think this just takes you straight to, the next area that you go to get to the cutscene.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Also love how they warn you about a fall here, too. I can't remember if the actual game does that or not.
No, it doesn't do that. It doesn't even give you a warning. Like, I don't even think, like, cliffs, they don't even give you an indicator saying, hey, look, watch out. They don't even do that. Like, you know how on, like, some, like, acids, like, if you get close to it, has, like, a warning indicator? It doesn't even do that.
Oh, wow.
For the cliffs. It doesn't even do that.
Yeah, so, because I haven't played Metroid Prime 2 in a while, so I couldn't remember that. Look at that glare.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that was something that was changed a bit.
Yeah, because they don't have that. And, well,
I think
this is Aegon Waste.
Though.
This is an Aegon Waste, and there's splinters in Aegon Waste. What the heck?
Yeah, that's a little different.
There's dark splinters in Dark Aegon Waste, but not... And we're at the Pirate compound.
Yeah, they mainly want you just to do the pirate stuff in this beta. They really wanted to show combat, so the best way to do it is Space Pirates.
And we got, like Lester said, we got Dark Beam and Light Beam right off the bat in the game. So...
These guys are a joke because of that. You can just freeze them.
It's kind of funny when you really think about it, because the light, like I said, the Light and Dark Beam are Luminoth technology, and Samus, at this point in the game, hasn't even met a Luminoth, doesn't even know they exist.
Yeah.
So...
she just has them. Haven't been to this planet yet I know all your weaponry.
Yep. You already have your weapons in tow. I'm a bounty hunter weapon master. And I don't even think those laser gates are there in the main game. The red laser, not the ones behind you.
The ones behind me, I don't think so either. Yeah, I think that's different. But to be fair, I don't think they want you leaving here. But I don't think you would have normally, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of weird. You just start off your adventure and you're already here at the pirate compound.
Yeah. This takes you what, like at least an hour or two to get here when you normally play the game, but it only took us about 10 minutes.
Yeah, like an hour and a half of gameplay. If you're going really fast, that is.
Oh, yeah.
Golly, I just completely forgot about that. It's just like, yeah, all the rooms are different in this build.
Yeah, they completely changed up how things work because they really want to streamline combat. They just want to show as much as they can right away. Also, this is here.
And? Yeah,
which
whatever this is.
I don't remember this door being here. It's a dark beam door.
This is like an energy field that you have to use a dark beam to open up. This isn't even in the main game at all.
No, that's an element that removed.
And you got another one here. This one's a light beam, right?
Well, actually, no. This
No.
one's just here. It's something that I think it's in the normal game, but it doesn't have that same scan log.
No,
It's
it
a
does.
door you can't
That's
open.
not even in the normal game. That's a dark beam door normally, and you don't have dark beam
Oh
at that
yeah,
point.
because
So
there
you have
is
to
a
come down
door there,
here.
but I think they probably just changed it.
Yeah, that's a dark beam door normally, but they just put a barrier there. It's like, nope, can't even go there. And this is pretty much the same as the first game,
Yeah.
or as the main game. Can you go get the missile expansion?
You can't get a single one in this demo. They're not
Okay,
here.
so it's just empty. So it's just empty over there.
Oh, yeah.
Where the missile expansion is.
Basically, yeah. You just go
Oh,
over
and
there
you
and go waste
start
the
off.
time.
I just did not notice. You start off with like 2 energy tanks.
Yep. So,
I guess.
and
in
you
the
also have
sense of-
30 missiles too, which is more than what you would have even starting game.
I think you have like what, 15?
Something like that, yeah. Notice how this was also scanned too. So some objects just are automatically scanned.
It's kind of silly when you really think about it. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's scannable in this room, and we already established that scanning everything, like scanning is pretty much like instantaneous in this build. So it's kind of try scanning something. Real
Yeah,
quick.
like this.
Yeah, look how fast that scan is. Objects out of scanning.
Oh,
range.
it
You're
was
scanning.
for some reason locking on to a target above the planet,
Wow.
which makes no sense.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, like this is such a different thing,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even target on. Like, have you noticed your scans don't even like lock on to the center of the object you're scanning?
Yeah. It's
It just
nowhere
like
near
locks on. It just locks on to where your cursor currently is. Can you access that rift?
That's the weird thing too. Actually, it's good you mentioned that. So, this rift's not even a real thing. It's just here.
I forgot about that.
So if you
Yeah,
shoot it with anything at all, it doesn't matter. It doesn't open.
it just
It's just there.
is not. It doesn't exist
It's just a graphic. It's not even an object.
because you have dark beam. Normally, when you play this game and you're coming in here the first time, that doesn't exist. So.
Yeah.
You don't have. I mean, you don't have dark beam. I meant to say that you don't have dark beam to access it. Wasn't the Metroid Prime like the demo that they showed that you have on file? Isn't that like not very different than the main game?
For this game, you mean?
No, for like the original game.
Oh, okay, like
Metroid
original
Prime
Prime.
1.
Yeah, that's way different. Like it plays out
Okay.
the original section when you first start off, so it still plays a freaking orphan, but there's a lot of other things that are cosmetically different and everything. That's just weirdly changed.
That Space Pirate's just like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you. And he died because we have a combo, missile beam combo that we don't normally have yet. And there's Dark Samus all of a sudden.
Yeah, she still appears, but you know it's like your first time really meeting her, and it feels weird. So at this
Well,
point, you would
like
be able
second
to
time.
shoot this because in the main game they put a crystal here, which you can shoot with one of your beams, but it doesn't even exist in this one.
That's weird. Can't even scan that thing over there.
Yeah,
It
which
is
is
like
normally
non-scannable. And scan that thing. Okay, now the portal is activated. You see, they have to have a machine to activate the portal that goes to Dark Aether.
Yeah, which is just shooting it with dark energy, something we can natively do. So that feels a little
That doesn't
redundant.
even exist in the main game.
No.
You can't go through there.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if you
doesn't
could or not, so I wanted to
Yeah,
try.
you can't break that glass. You can break it to shoot enemies on the other side, but you can't like break it yourself to go through.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
And this is like a cutscene that, like, this is it when you're in Aegon Waste the first time. You remember the first time Samus walks in it? It's not in this room.
Yeah.
So this cutscene is playing again.
In a sense, yeah. So if you put this level structure in the official game, this would be the second time you would see it. This is the second
this is
time
like
you
the
go into
second
the Dark
time.
World.
This is like takes you to Dark Aether.
Yeah. But we're just in the Pirate Fortress side of it, which is later in the main game itself.
you must go through here and pretty much die because
Yeah.
Dark Aether's atmosphere sucks. Must be shot to function. See, notice how they blockade that one door? Because he's like, oh, you have light beam.
Yeah,
We gave
they
you
don't
light
want
beam
you
right at the
skipping out
beginning.
on things. You
Can't
can just go
through there.
straight through it normally.
I wonder, so you said how long did they have a timer on this game eventually? Or originally?
Yeah, on the demo it does have like a timer. I don't remember
Well,
how
how
long,
long
maybe
was
like
it?
5 minutes.
Gosh. Speedrunning, if you can go through it, get to this part in 5 minutes. Like, first time playing. And I think that's a Warrior Ing.
Yeah, I think these are warrior ings, but I can't really do anything to
You
them.
you can't even attack them while they're in puddle. With a normal game, you can.
Yeah. So that's another
That's
major
really
change.
weird.
And there's no keys here as well. This is where you'd
Yeah.
find one of the keys, but doesn't exist here. In fact, you can't even get on that ledge. It's too high.
Yeah, it's too high.
Yeah, you can't make it up there
That
normally.
Warrior Ring's not even coming out of his puddle, isn't
Yeah.
he?
He's stuck in his puddle, so he's just a lost cause.
And this thing is not normally here. The webbing.
Yeah, dark webbing.
It looks
you
like the
ever
logbook
really
is like
see?
really. Yeah, I think you see dark webbing like a few times in the game, and if you destroy them, you kind of pretty much like screwed up your chance of getting them.
Yeah, basically.
And this is where I think you fight the Warrior Ings.
Yeah.
First time.
Although this is not where you're supposed to fight him for the first time.
Oh my
normally.
gosh. Do you see their textures? They're like really kind of like, you could tell this is an early build.
Yeah, they're kind of slopped up together. They look kind of sloppy.
They've got a lot of textures to them, and that footage didn't do it justice. They look like literally like black blobs. Have you ever seen you've seen the shadows from Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah, they're basically
You
like
see
those things.
They're basically shadows from Kingdom Hearts. That's essentially what they are. That's kind of like how their textures are. Just all black. That's all it is. No textures whatsoever. At least in the final build, they actually have textures to them. So.
Yeah, besides being a black glob of goo here.
Black glob of glue. Black glob of goo. I meant to say that.
Yeah, because, well, it could be glue too. Wow, they keep on sticking these walls.
Yeah, they killed one of them. And did you notice that when you're in the safe zone too, it's kind of like it's got textures on the safe zone on the outsides of it too?
Yeah, I think those textures are a bit different because if you do shoot one of these with the light beam, it does look different. But I think even compared to the main game, this is more like a firewall-like look.
It does look like a firewall, doesn't it?
And that's it because they just give you a portal to leave.
They just like, oh hey, by
Even
the
though
way,
it's in front of a door.
your only job here, Samus. Why did you even land on this planet? I crashed here. Okay, kill some space pirates. Okay, go to Dark Aether. Okay, kill some Warrior Ings. Now you go back home.
Basically.
That's essentially what this demo was.
Yeah, so it's already active, you don't need to shoot it, but as soon as you walk into the portal, that's where the demo ends.
Mission complete. You played Exterminator.
And that's about it.
Essentially what it
Good
is.
job, Samus. Paycheck's in the mail.
But if you can beat this in 5 minutes, that's pretty. I have to say that's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
because it does have a good amount of content for a beta build, to be honest.
Yeah. That's
It's
pretty
just
neat.
really bizarre. But it exists out there still online. People have found ways to take this off of other discs and put it onto their own ISO files to make for reproduction's sake. It's really cool.
I always thought this was interesting when you showed me this. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I kind of wanted to show everybody else this whenever I got to Let's Playing this game. So
Yeah, these are always fun things to show off. I really enjoy doing this for like Sonic Heroes when I did that playthrough a couple years back too. It's just when you have beta, it's always cool to see how this game was originally being developed and what could have been.
Yeah, what they changed around like this. Like I said before, they changed this from a missile expansion to literally an energy tank. So, but yeah, that was the E3 2004 demonstration of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. So in this episode, we looked over the Trilogy version and see what the differences were for that game, as well as had SonicGhost here help us show off the E3 2004 build of this game. In the next bonus episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, it's going to be the multiplayer episode. I'm going to be showing off all the stages in the game, all the multiplayer stages in the game, and there's 2 game modes in that multiplayer. It's pretty much like Bounty Hunt, which is like collect coins, and the other one's just literally deathmatch, where you just kill each other. We're gonna be alternating on the 6 match. We're gonna like rotate each game mode on each map. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for that next episode. So thank you again, SonicGhost, for providing this footage for us and showing us off this demo. I know a lot of people probably never saw this before.
Oh yeah, I've only seen this a few months back too. I think that's actually when it was first starting to get shown out. It wasn't too long ago they were starting to discover this.
Oh, this is a Dark Visor. See, look how the Dark Visor was different too.
Yeah. Like, they did change a lot for the final build.
Like, especially the color coding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the cutscenes look way better when they don't have scan lines darkening the picture.
Yeah, but what can you do, you know? It's like, well, that's just how it is, so... Well, anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, and thank you, SonicGhost, for joining me in this episode.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking a look at multiplayer next episode. So, for that, I'll see you guys in the next episode.